Do you want to just explain briefly what a deep dive is and what we go through within a deep dive? Because we say deep dive, and we understand it like the back of our hands, but not everybody does. Not everybody's been through one.
No, absolutely. So yes, a deep dive session for us is getting the senior leaders in the business, that can be C-suite, those can be owner founders, together, preferably face-to-face in a room. We have done them remotely with teams in Mexico, in the UK, with teams in Brazil, all over the world.
Europe.
But there's nothing like actually spending proper time face-to-face and giving space to these types of conversations. And we will use a model that's called a SOSTAC system, which is a horrible acronym, but sort of stands for, analysing the situation as it is, and then looking at the why of the organisation, the how they do things differently, the what they do. So being able to get that proposition and that clarity of messaging coming through. We also do something that I always find, and every company that we show it to finds it incredibly valuable, which is a competitor overview. And I'm always quite surprised in a way how relatively few organizations do this, and do it regularly, because the competitive landscape shifts and changes. Or do it well. And those are competitors that you might know, but there are also competitors for awareness. So these might be people who are typing. So if you think most people would tend to go to Google initially, unless they are getting a referral, they will go to Google to be able to do a scan. They're increasingly going to AI to be able to do exactly the same thing. And they will then look at who comes up. To their mind, those are competitors. So as an organization, we might say that marketing agency isn't a competitor of ours, but if people are finding them when they're searching for organizations who do something similar to us, they are, because they are competing for that attention. So that competitor analysis, which really looks in depth at their proposition, at their performance, and what they bring and how they describe their offer, even to the extent of, I think with one organization we were doing a brand strategy with, which is obviously another segment of strategy. You have brand strategy, you have marketing, overall marketing strategy, you've got all sorts of different elements that come through. But they were looking at a brand strategy, and some of that is about the look and the feel of the organization, the visual brand identity, and how that is reflected in a competitive landscape. And you can get some interesting insights from those. And then we really get into the depths of it. So we're looking at what people are wanting to achieve. So what is the real strategy? What are those short, medium and long-term goals? And then we go into, okay, what are the objectives? So set the objectives. If you have objectives, make certain that they're smart objectives, they're measurable. And if that data can be collated and aligned all the way through from business strategy through to sales conversion, that makes it all the more powerful. So just as a business strategy shouldn't be put on a shelf and forgotten about, nor should you do that with a marketing plan. It needs to be continuously honed and refined and iterate as you go through, test and learn. That's the best approach for things.
Definitely. I was out in Munich with a client back in November 24 at the Semicon Europa conference that I was very privileged to be invited to by the president. And I was sat with a Chinese company and their marketing director talking about exactly that. And they said they pivot so regularly that she's working on the marketing strategy on a weekly basis on a Sunday. And their weekly meeting is 5 p.m. on a Sunday night. And if that last week and month's tactics haven't delivered, that strategy can be changed literally overnight, and that has to be communicated to 800 employees, and everybody has to align, and then they'll go again for that week, fortnight, month, and then they'll stop, assess, make a judgment, and if it's working, they'll keep going. If it's not, they'll pivot again. I mean, I don't think the UK companies in particular are as aggressive as that.
Yeah, I mean, You say that, but I think because everything is so uncertain out there at the moment, and because we don't know, we've been through so many big events which have pulled the rug from underneath us. A German company, a big pneumatic engineering, the world's largest company that we worked for, had 3 strategies running at the same time, with that ability to go from strategy A to strategy B to strategy C in response to market conditions. And that was very, very clearly communicated. And there would be certain trigger points and certain things that would precipitate the change of being able to say, okay, yeah, we're moving from strategy A to strategy C because we need to respond to X market condition that's happening. So I think a lot of organizations are taking that approach now, being able to say we've got to be adaptable. We've got to be agile out in the market, because you never know. I mean, if we think to 18 months ago, few people were really talking about AI in terms of general business practice, and now every second business that's launching is an AI business.
It's everywhere. Every conference I attend across Europe at the moment is absolutely top subject AI.
Yeah.
And how can you use AI better within your organization? And the amount of people organizations that are releasing new AI technology to help with marketing, to help with lead generation, to help with whatever it may be, is astronomical at the moment. It's everywhere. My inbox personally is filled with it. LinkedIn DMs, emails, you cannot hide from it.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. We promise it's all pretty good. At least most of the time. Well, some of the time. You know what, just do it for pity's sake, please.